Okay, and let me just hit record to iCloud. And we are now live on YouTube.
Okay, very good. So if the board would stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, stand by your computer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Trustee Cheney,
Here.
Trustee Lindberg,
Here.
Mayor Newhart,
Here.
Trustee Bachman,
Here.
and Trustee McManus.
Yeah.
May I have a motion for authorization to pay all approved and audited claims numbers 21001868 through 21001947 in the amount of $194,165?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 And we do have a presentation this evening. The Warwick Fire Department is to have a carnival this year in some form, and Melissa Stevens is here on board to talk to us about the preparations that they're making, so that we can, really understand the details of the event. So if we could let Melissa into the room, that would be great. It's Melissa and Melissa Stevens and Deb Schweikart. You're on mute. Okay, great. Thank you. And can you hear us?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. First of all, I want to again thank Deb for this remarkable photo she took of the entryway into the village at hallowed ground, and we put it up on our Facebook page. It's quite a beautiful photo, and thank you very much for that.
You're very welcome.
You're very talented.
That spot is, I love it. Winter, spring, anytime. So
Yeah, thank you.
I'll get more.
Okay. So Melissa, I'm going to give you the floor, and if you could describe when the event is hopeful to happen, where you are in the planning process of it, and how the plans are changed or are different in the aspects of COVID and social distancing.
Okay. So basically what we're looking to do is to have the annual Fireman's Carnival in Memorial Park, June 26th through the 28th, with the carnival being those 4 days, and then also fireworks at the conclusion of Saturday night, the 28th. We have had discussions, the 23rd through the 26th, I'm sorry. With a rain date of the 27th for the carnival, or for the fireworks, sorry. We have been working, we're talking with Trustee Lindberg. We have been working with the two organizations, the fireworks company and the carnival company, and we have started the process of getting the insurance forms. We are about right now almost 90% with the insurance forms. There's 3 more forms that we have to receive, and then we should be set there. We have had the indemnity agreement signed by the carnival owner, and I have also signed it. So we just have to get the district and Mr. Mayor. We've also been working with the Orange County Health Department to see what their guidelines would be, because we were informed that the Orange County Health Department will govern how the rides are sanitized, how they will work, so on and so forth. We've got a guideline of what a COVID plan could be if you folks choose us to have it. So we have that. As the governor said today, restrictions possibly are going to be lowered on May 19th. So if that is still a guideline that we need to do, we will. We've also, with the guidelines through the health department, we have said that we would do pre-sales if that is one aspect that we need to do. So it cuts down the amount of people that are going to be in the park for those particular times or nights. So basically, we're just really looking to see what the board's opinion is. Do we go forward and continue with the June date, or basically see to how you folks feel? And if you have any questions, hopefully we can answer them for you.
Just for clarification too, Melissa, right now, the restriction is at 33%, correct?
Right now, as we sit here, yes, it is at 33% of, we believe, of the square footage of the area that we would be using. Like I said, today, the mayor or the governor has said that restrictions would be lifted for amusement parks and so on and so forth, gyms and etc. So, and I think we just need to figure out if those restrictions are still there, of how many people we could fit. So.
I guess if I could just interject and maybe ask a question.
Sure.
My understanding of the governor's relaxation, it relaxed the percentage of participants, but it did not relax the CDC guidelines relative to masks and 6-foot social distancing. So that may be the controlling factor in how many people you can let in, is how you keep people apart by 6 feet.
Correct.
You know, in certainly their cohort group is, gets factored in there. So just if you could respond to that, and also any thought given to maybe pushing it off until, September. I know July and August potentially have normally been when people have gone away. That may not happen this year. It may. There's probably a lot of pent up desire to do that.
Yeah.
But any thoughts that by putting it to September, things might be relaxed even more?
Correct. We have thought of that, but one concern that that we are facing is possibly Jerry Gillette, who runs the carnival. He may, like he told us, business is business. He may find another location that he may be just as profitable here in Warwick as he is there, and we may lose him. That's one of our concerns. So that's why, not that he's pushing per se for June, but we're kind of scared that we may lose him. On your other statement, yes, we will definitely follow the CDC guidelines, and if we do have it as there is a percentage, then we will work with that.
Melissa, my thought is to the safety plan.
Yes.
Whether the governor makes this bold announcement or not,
Right.
you should have that in your pocket and ready to submit to us.
Okay, absolutely.
I mean, right now, something a little bit similar to the Syracuse Fair in New York State. they came out with the guidelines, and their fair doesn't start until August 20th, goes for a couple of weeks. And right now, the standards is, it's a 50% capacity. You need to wear masks. And if you're eating, they want you to sit at a table.
Okay.
So again, I have full confidence with the fire department and Jerry Gillette and fireworks. They will follow all the rules. I have no doubt with that. Unfortunately, the moving target is all of the the rules and regulations that change day to day.
Correct.
So I'd really like to have the health department, which you have contacted, really to be on top of this to make sure that we are able to follow the rules on a week-to-week basis. And how are we going to enforce those too? Are we going to count people at both entrances? Are we going to insist that they wear masks? I assume we'll have a extra quantity of masks to pass them out if we need to, but that would be my concern, just to make sure that we know what the up-to-date rules will be. So you might have to have like an A, B, and C and D plan, to implement. It's kind of the last minute. But.
Right. Like we figured is that like we'll do pre-sale. They have to show us proof of that. We would give them a wristband. We would have counters. We would have the thermometers at the entrances, checking people's temperatures, sanitizers. Yes, and we will have people walking around the carnival yelling, "Please put your mask on," or "Please put your mask on." So we will be covering that also.
Yeah.
As we talked a few days ago, the events that have happened in the village and that have been successful are the ones that where there has been that amount of control.
Yes.
The farmers market is a great example where they recognize they can only allow so many people in. Things aren't touched. There's a whole protocol, and they continue with that, and that's, I think, important and very good. The Makers Market, which was just this past weekend, the very same thing. Only so many people allowed in. It's a closed off area so that there's a real tight control over how many people come in and people that come out. So and the safety, it's in part the safety of in the vendors, whether it's the farmer at the farmer's market or the crafts person, that's selling their wares. That's as much an important piece of it as the public. So so that's what we have to really recognize.
Right.
One of the things that they have out now also is the Excelsior Pass. So if people can show that on their phone that they've had their vaccination, then that also, works.
Yeah.
As an extra, added reassurance.
Yeah, but again, we're in this kind of transitional time where if you have the Excelsior Pass, does that mean you don't have to wear a mask? I mean, that's what someone will say.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of come up with a rule that everybody has to follow, because otherwise it's chaos.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So.
The Excelsior Pass doesn't waive use of masks. It's just proof that you've been vaccinated.
Agree. Yes, George.
Right. And I think what the point that Debbie is trying to make is that if they're in the guidelines, that they have to prove that they've either been fully vaccinated or has had a negative COVID test within the last 2 weeks, or that guideline. So that's another thing we have added, that if people do have to prove that they've been vaccinated, or the proof of the COVID test. Negative COVID test.
If there's ways to follow it, there's ways to track it.
Right.
I know there's a lot of reports that you have to hand in for insurance, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes.
Would you also back that up with, your COVID plan in writing, in conjunction with the Department of Health? And
Yeah, we actually have this like template that we received from the health department that we would work off of, and also work with the lady over at the health department with Danielle.
Okay, great.
Yes. Yeah, Danielle's been very good to us, so.
And we've been in contact with them a couple times a week. You know, getting whatever it is that's updated.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? When do you hope to submit your application?
We just have to get the board to, or the chairman of the board to sign on Tuesday. So we'll probably be able to get it down to you guys by Wednesday, because we're just waiting for 3 other small pieces of, you know, insurance, like she had said, that just need to put our name on it. Your name's already on it. We just have to put our name on it, and then we have what we need. We've gone
Well,
through the
the
checklist.
most important thing is when you deliver that paperwork, that it be complete. And to understand that there is a timing thing in which we have to pass that on to our insurance provider, NYMER, who is going to look through it with a fine tooth comb as well.
Well, I'll see if I can get that one signature before today's Monday. Yeah, I'll see if I can get George's signature before that, and then try to get it to you by, you know, by the end of the week.
Okay, great.
But we have, you know, we've been working on trying to make sure that you guys, you know, that there is a plan. We've all been talking about it. I'm sorry, Dan had to run out because he was planning on being here as well, but he did have to run out at 7:28. So, but if there's any, you know, we feel very confident. We've got a lot of people behind us in this fire department to make sure that people follow whatever it is guidelines that they have to follow. You know, I mean, the guys come out when they got to come out, you know, to make sure that everything gets done properly and safely.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming this evening and talking to the board. I think that it was a good dialogue, and we look forward to getting your application.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We have a few announcements this evening. Mary Ann, I'm going to call upon you.
Okay, the first announcement is for the taxes, and I will read that. The announcement is April 29th, 2021, upon request by Michael Newhart. On April 6th, 2021, Governor Cuomo issued Executive Order number 202101, extending the period for paying Village of Warwick property taxes without interest or penalty by 21 days. The FY 2021-2022 Village of Warwick tax payment schedule is as follows. From June 1st to July 22nd, no penalty. From July 23rd to July 31st, 5% penalty. From August 1st to August 31st, 6% penalty. September 1st to September 30th, 7% penalty. October 1st to October 31st, 8% penalty. After these dates, village taxes are payable to the Orange County Commissioner of Finance in Goshen, New York, from November 1st through November 15th. Unpaid taxes after November 15th will be levied onto the January county town tax bill. Payment methods are online at www.villageofwarwick.org. Fees apply. By mail, Village of Warwick, attention Village Clerk, Post Office Box 369, Warwick, New York. Secure night drop located on the front of Village Hall, 77 Main Street, Warwick, New York. And in-person Village Hall, 77 Main Street, Warwick, New York, Monday through Friday, excluding holidays between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. And the second announcement is about the bulk pickup. And the Village of Warwick will conduct a bulk pickup of household items beginning August 23rd to 2021 and ending September 17th, 2021. Items acceptable for pickup include such things as furniture, mattresses, rugs, etc. Please refer to the village website, villageofwarwick.org, for the complete list of bulk trash requirements and regulations. The village will be divided into 2 areas to be picked up. Week 1, August 23rd, 2021, north side of the railroad tracks, and week 2 will be September 6th, 2021, south side of the railroad tracks. As a reference, Village Hall is on North Street of the railroad tracks and Railroad Green Railroad Avenue is on the south side of the railroad tracks. If you have any questions, please call Village of Warwick DPW at 845-986-2031, extension 6, Monday through Friday between 8:30 a.m. and 4 p.m.
Great. Thank you, Mary Ann.
You're welcome.
We also have a piece of correspondence which came to us a little late, but I'd like to read it to the board and to the public. This is from the Veterans of Foreign War, post number 4662, and it's to the Village Board. Dear Village Board, the Warwick Valley VFW post 4662 is asking for permission and assistance from the Village Board to allocate a space for planting a commemorative garden at Veterans Memorial Park. The garden is meant to recognize a deceased World War II veteran, Village of Warwick resident, and Purple Heart recipient, Benjamin Valenti, as well as World War II Warwick resident veterans. We envision the garden to be placed on the current grassy median behind the Veterans Memorial Monument between the first and second tree of the median. The garden will be comprised of 103 yellow flowers in recognition of Mr. Valenti's 103rd birthday on May 11, 2021, and his service in the U.S. 39th Infantry Regiment, 9th Infantry Division. Mr. Valenti passed away in April of last year. The garden installation will require the replacement of the existing grass on the median with the planting of the flowers. We are asking for the village's assistance in the removal of the grass. However, we will be enlisting the assistance of Boy Scout Troop 45 for the planting of the flowers. A commemorative plaque will also be placed in the garden. We hope your favorable acceptance of and permission for our request will be granted so that the garden may be in place for this year's Memorial Day ceremony at the park. We thank you for your consideration of our request and look forward to your favorable reply. Carmine Garitano, Senior Vice Commander, Warwick Valley VFW Post 4662. So this garden idea actually came to my attention, and I had a conversation with Carmine and some other volunteers who really wanted to make this happen. But sadly, as George pointed out earlier, COVID happened, and so the plans got sidelined. But I'm so glad to hear that it has been reborn, and so I think it's just a lovely addition to the park. But I'll open it up to the Board of Trustees if you have any questions or concerns or things that we can bring back to Carmine and company.
I guess just one thing that I thought of, and that is we do have irrigation out there. I don't know whether we have irrigation on the island itself, but we should, if we do, we should look at expanding that so that the irrigation system covers this new garden as well.
That would be great, because that would be probably the success of the garden, you know, if there was an irrigation system. Go ahead, George. I'm sorry.
I don't believe the irrigation goes to the center island.
No.
At this point in time.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's not to say we couldn't possibly make that happen, because we do have irrigation at other locations at the front of the park. So we should look into that.
I believe the 9/11 monument has an irrigation system. So,
if you drove by the park today, you'll notice that the Boy Scout Troop 45 has cleaned up the monument and planted for the spring and for Memorial Day, the flowers, and redid the mulch, and really looks really good this year. I think it's probably vastly improved over some of the past years. Members who had maintained it previously due to age and health just couldn't do it anymore. So we enlisted Boy Scout help to, spruce that up. I think there's a couple of more things that need to be done, but it's much prettier now than it was previously. And I think adding the garden would just enhance the area. People, community residents and families of veterans have already donated funds to purchase the plantings and everything to go in there. I think the letter is pretty clear to remove the existing grassed area and just, prep the soil and plant a garden.
We have some nice compost that we can offer up too.
And I reached out to the same group who planted the rest of the the monument this past weekend, and I got an email recently. She wanted to know more of what we were looking to do before they would commit, but I'm sure they will, because they were looking for community service hours.
I believe it's going, from the earlier conversations I had with Carmine and the volunteers, was a mass planting of daylilies that would be blooming, at the same time as Memorial Day. So that sounds very, very lovely.
That might depend on Jansen's, of what's available for planting.
Right.
I don't know if daylilies are right now, but
Well, so those are the details that I think the volunteers are going to figure out. I don't think it's difficult for us to prepare it, and we should look into the idea of having it irrigated, I believe. Bill, park liaison.
That's a great idea. 100% behind.
Corey.
Great idea. I mean, look at the addition of yellow flowers at hallowed ground. I mean,
Oh
just
yeah,
really add something special.
yes.
It's a good idea.
Good. So I think that I don't know if we need a motion for this. I think we just have to. The consensus is that it's a great addition to the park, and it's a volunteer project, and with Boy Scouts, and I think that we'll get back to Carmine and just give him the green light and tell him we will work with him.
can't guarantee Boy Scouts yet until we actually speak more with them. But
Okay.
it's our plan.
Okay. Well, it's another project that again is put in the back burner, and it's nice to see that it wasn't forgotten and it's going to actually happen. So I'm very grateful for that. Privilege of the floor. Is there anybody who is knocking on our door tonight?
No comment.
Okay. So we'll move forward with motions. Trustee Cheney, would you begin?
Sure. Number one, motion to submit to the New York State Department of Transportation the proposed application for a COVID-19 recovery temporary use permit allowing temporary closure of a portion of Main Street, Route 94, to permit outdoor dining, and upon approval of the application by the DOT to close the roadway on Fridays and Saturdays from 4:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. and Sundays 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. starting May 21st, 2021 through June 20th, 2021, pending further extension of Governor Cuomo's Executive Order 202.38 covering these dates.
Second.
I just a comment. I had a Zoom meeting today with the DOT, and it looks like there were some very minor issues that they were holding this up for, and but it looks like we will be able to have this starting this weekend. So I say that with a certain amount of hope, because they're still they still have to give us the okay. But based on the meeting, it was very positive. They recognize the safety precautions that we have made, so we're moving forward with this. So Any other comments? We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion to schedule a public hearing for Monday, May 17th, 2021 to discuss projects considered for funding under the fiscal year 2022 Community Development Block Grant Program.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion to schedule a public hearing for Monday, May 17th, 2021 to discuss projects considered for funding under the fiscal year 2021 Orange County Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Program to provide supplemental assistance in disaster recovery needs necessitated by Hurricane Irene or Tropical Storm Lee.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion to accept the proposal from TAM Enterprises dated April 14th, 2021 for repairs to wastewater treatment plant RBC unit number 14 for drive side shaft repair and idler bearing replacement at a cost of $11,940 based on the recommendation of JCO, contract operator Keith Herbert, and DPW supervisor Michael Moser. Funds are appropriated in budget code G8120-4400 in the 2020-2021 budget.
Second.
Jim, agree. We replace a lot of bearings on the RBCs, obviously. And I think we're going to be replacing some RBCs, but should we develop a program to replace bearings on a schedule maintenance so we don't wait till they fail? Replacing a bearing got to be cheaper than fixing the shaft and, $12,000 hits every month or so.
Well, the RBC units are going to be leaving us when we do the upgrade of the sewage treatment plant. So this technology is being replaced.
Will not be any
by a different one.
RBCs? There'll be no RBCs?
There will be no RBCs.
Okay.
That's correct. So we're trying to limp along as best we can, and trying to not repair if we don't have to, and still try and do everything we can naturally to meet our discharge limitations. So it's a bit of a balancing act, and we just want to make sure that we're doing it as judiciously as possible.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you for that explanation, Barry. So we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to accept the bid from Peak Power Systems, Inc. for the generator maintenance service of the 9 Village of Warwick owned generators for the period of June 1st, 2021 to May 31st, 2024, as per the recommendation of DPW Supervisor Mike Moser.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to accept the bid from TAM Enterprises for the removal and disposal of residuals, sludge, grit, screening, and small quantities of trash from the Village of Warwick wastewater treatment plant for the period of June 1st, 2021 to May 31st, 2025, as per the recommendation of Keith Herbert, Regional Manager of JCO, and DPW Supervisor Mike Moser.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to advertise for 1 full-time DPW laborer at a rate of $18 per hour in accordance with the collective bargaining agreement as per the recommendation of DPW Supervisor Mike Moser.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion to grant permission to village employee Jason McCutch to carry over 15 vacation days.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to hire Kaylee Zachjo to the position of Village of Warwick engineer intern at a pay rate of $15 per hour at 32.5 hours per week for 12 weeks with a start date to be determined by the DPW Supervisor Mike Moser.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And trustee Lindbergh,
Make a motion to approve the New York State Local Retirement System Standard Workday and Reporting Resolution for Village Assessor Deborah Oric with a record of activities of 2.66 days work per month. And for Planning Board alternate member Brian Barber with no record of activities submitted.
do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion to approve year-end 2020, 2021 budget transfers and budget modifications as per the village treasurer's letter dated April 27th, 2021.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion to grant permission to Fit Body Boot Camp to use the pavilion and the surrounding grassy area in Memorial Park for outdoor fitness classes from May 15th, 2021 to June 26, 2021. During the following times, Mondays and Fridays from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Wednesdays from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Thursdays from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. and 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. and Sundays from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., excluding Wednesday, June 16, 2021 for the Warwick Fire Department Retirement Picnic. Availability is subject to change based on further applications to use the pavilion. All activities must be conducted in accordance with Governor Cuomo's executive orders, New York State Regional Phased Reopening Plan, and the Orange County and New York State Departments of Health. Completed park permit, proof of proper insurance, security deposit, and facility use fee have been received.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. Just as a point of reference, I know, Bill, you and Corey and Raina are working on the facilities use permit. Just give us a quick, how's it going?
It's good. We're looking at that application along with the various park codes, specifically, I think it's 90 and 150. And then there's assembly and carnival and fairs park code. So we're coming up with a project. We'll probably have it done maybe the next 3 weeks. We spent a lot of time on the facility use, in particular, identifying all the facilities that we have. We've had some conversations on commercial versus nonprofits. We're going back and forth on that, trying to compare what the county is doing, et cetera. And again, and making it a little bit more specific for everybody.
Good.
Anything to add, Corey?
Yeah, we're making the facility use permit application a little bit more specific. And that's, I think, really going to be helpful to Raina and Mary Ann.
Very good. Okay, so I'm sorry, back to the motion. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion to grant permission to the Historical Society of the Town of Warwick to use Memorial Park to hold a George Washington Day 5K and fun run on Saturday, July 24th, 2021, with a setup to begin at 7 a.m. and breakdown to be completed by 11 a.m. The event will begin at 8 a.m., departing from Memorial Park to Forester Avenue, High Street, South Street, Park Lane, Park Place, Burt Street, McFarland Drive, Hudson Street, around Longhouse Road, Askey Street, Bridges Street to White Oak, then exit through Memorial Park back to the finished starting line. Further letter dated April 22nd, 2021. The Warwick Police Department have been notified and have approved the route. All activities must be in accordance with Governor Cuomo's executive orders, New York State Phased Reopening Plan, and New York State and Orange County Departments of Health. Completed park permit, proof of proper insurance, security deposit have been received. All events must be in coordination with all other activities taking place.
Second.
So I believe Nora Gurvich is on hand. So if the board has any question about the details of this, this might be the time to render that. So,
Her letter was pretty good, or very good, Mayor. She detailed that she did coordinate with all the groups that do use the park, you know, the
Yes.
Wascals, the football, baseball, and
Yeah.
have coordinated with them. So
yeah, a lot of work. So, Mary Ann, is she in the wing?
It's Lisa Ryan, and she is in the waiting room. Do you want me to?
Oh,
let her
okay,
in?
Lisa Ryan. Okay, fine. Lisa, can you hear us? Oh, here you go. Very good. Good evening. You're not
Hi,
Lisa.
I'm gonna rename it. No, hello.
Hi.
Hi, it's Nora.
Yeah.
It just says Lisa Ryan.
Okay. So we are in the middle of the motion. We made the motion, it was seconded, and so now is the moment of discussion.
Right.
So you're on hand, thank God, for any questions that the board might have in terms of this event.
Yeah, a question. While I realize that the streets are all village streets, have you had discussions with the Warwick Grove Homeowners Association regarding your desire to do this?
Yes, I had a positive discussion with the homeowners association, and they're excited about the event, and they would like to do a water station for us. So we were really happy to get their blessing.
Great, thank you.
Anybody else have any questions?
Just a remark, I really like that the mapped route avoids all the major roads and intersections. So great job, Nora and team.
Yeah, I think that was our biggest concern too. And that you've had that conversation with the police department is very important.
Thank you.
George, any words of wisdom?
I talked to Lisa and gave her my words of wisdom. She didn't take me up on it though.
He cautioned me not to pursue this.
I told her to run as fast as she could away from it.
You all know Jack Ellis, and Jack is my chair of this, and we've got a couple of other wonderful runners who've helped us develop this route. We're very excited because it's through the village, so we're optimistic and excited about trying something new.
One question, Nora, is there a walking portion of this or is it all just runners?
There is a walking portion of this.
Okay.
That's why we anticipate that it could take as long as 2 hours for people to walk it, but truly, I think the roads will be clearer much sooner than 2 hours.
Okay.
Just for your point of reference, our slowest walker is 1 hour and 5 minutes for the one in September. So
Perfect.
2 hours should be plenty of time. Hour and a half should be plenty of time for anyone.
Great.
And I'm hoping that you'll get a nice attendance because there probably hasn't been as many races over the past year. So this might be, a nice way of, kind of
I hope so too. That was the other thing that we did, was reached out to the other clubs and organizations that host fun runs to tell them that we wanted to have one this year. We wanted to be good neighbors, and ours is months away from anybody else's.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy that we sort of got everybody's blessing, as it were.
Okay. Anything else from the board? Any questions? Anything else you want to tell us, Nora?
I hope you'll all be there running. I'll be happy to hand you water. I'm not a runner.
You have to at least walk it, Nora.
I will walk it, or I may be busy.
You have to at least walk it.
Okay. I will if you will.
I've done my share. So
while I have you on the screen, Nora, I just want to say great job with Wickham Works and the Makers Market Festival or event this past weekend. You guys did a great job. The village was hopping, but everything about it felt safe. And so
Great.
Kudos to you and
Thank you.
the Historical Society and Wickham Works.
Thank you very much, Mayor. we enjoy doing it and using the park and opening the park to the community more and more these days, particularly during COVID, finding people using it for recreation and working with other organizations in the town as well. We have a few concerts coming up. One other special thing about the fun run is we think we have a couple of people willing to dress as militia and run through it as well, and dressed in old colonial garb. So that'll be fun to see the militiamen running.
I will remind you, there's no firearms allowed in the village.
No firearms. No firearms.
Good. Okay, thank you very much, Nora.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so we have a second. We have a motion to approve.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to grant permission to the Warwick Valley Gardeners to use the Pavilion and Memorial Park on Tuesday, May 18th, 2021 at 7 p.m. to plan their garden tour fundraiser event with setup to begin at 6:30 p.m. and breakdown to be completed by 8:30 p.m. as per their letter dated April 27, 2021. All activities must be in accordance with Governor Cuomo's executive orders, New York State Regional Phase Reopening Plan, and New York State and Orange County Departments of Health. Completed park permit, proof of proper insurance, and security deposit have been received.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And Corey?
Governing body fair housing resolution. The Village of Warwick supports Title 8 of the Civil Rights Act of 1968, Federal Fair Housing Law, and the New York State Human Rights Law. It is the policy of the Village of Warwick to implement programs to ensure equal opportunity in housing for all persons, regardless of race, color, religion, ancestry, sex, including pregnancy, national origin, nationality, familial status, marital or domestic partnership status, affectional or sexual orientation, atypical, hereditary, cellular, or blood trait, genetic information, liability for military service, mental or physical disability, perceived disability, AIDS, HIV status, and lawful income or source of lawful rent payment, Section 8. The Village of Warwick further objects to discrimination in the sale, rental, leasing, financing of housing or land to be used for construction of housing, or in the provision of brokerage services because of race, color, religion, ancestry, sex, national origin, handicap, or disability as prohibited by Title 8 of the Civil Rights Act of 1968, Federal Fair Housing Law, and the New York State Human Rights Law. Therefore, the Municipal Council of the Village of Warwick do hereby approve the following resolution. Be it resolved that within available resources, the Village of Warwick will assist all persons who feel they have been discriminated against under one of the aforementioned categories to seek equity under federal and state laws by filing a complaint with the New York State Human Rights Division and the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development as appropriate. Be it further resolved that the Village of Warwick shall publicize this resolution, and through this publicity shall cause owners of real estate, developers, and builders to become aware of their respective responsibilities and rights under the Federal Fair Housing Law, the New York State Human Rights Law, and any local laws or ordinances. Be it further resolved that the municipality will at a minimum include but not be limited to 1, the printing and publicizing of this resolution, a fair housing public notice, and all applicable fair housing information through local media, community contacts, and placement on the municipal website and in other social media. And 2, distribution of posters, flyers, and other means which will bring to the attention of those affected the knowledge of their respective responsibilities and rights concerning equal opportunity in housing.
Second.
And Mary Ann, it's a roll call vote.
Trustee Cheney,
Yes.
trustee Lindbergh,
Yes.
trustee Bachman,
Yes.
trustee McManus,
Mhm.
and Mayor Newhart.
Yes.
Make a motion to allow the Warwick Historical Society to utilize the parking area on the south street of Church Street along Lewis Park for the placement of a 14-foot 6-inch wide by 6-foot 6-inch porta-john trailer for the benefit of a wedding taking place at the Old School Baptist Meeting House on May 22nd, 2021, as per their email dated Wednesday, April 14th, 2021. The trailer will be delivered on Thursday, May 20th, 2021, removed by Tuesday, May 25th, 2021, and will be properly marked with cones for safety. Proper insurance has been received.
Second.
Question? Last year, we had a very similar, last 2 years, we've had very similar motions, and last year they were supposed to be making arrangements to open their fence to have, so there would be access for trailers to get into the park to park instead of the street. That obviously hasn't taken place, but it was supposed to have taken place last year or before this season, I guess. I know it was COVID and nobody did anything, but are they ever going to do that? Or are we just going to keep approving parking on the street?
I think we should look into it and ask them to look into it and as other options instead of street parking. Definitely.
We did ask them to look into it.
Well, I guess it got lost in the sauce, I'm afraid, but I think we can revisit that.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And George?
I make a motion to advertise for the position of a summer office intern at the rate of $12.50 per hour at 20 hours per week for approximately 12 weeks.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I make a motion to re-levy on the Village of Warwick's 2021-22 tax bills, the errors and omissions, real property tax law of 520 prorated taxes in the amount of $727.18 as per the village assessors Deborah York recommendation.
Okay,
Second.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And Bill, would you take the addendum?
Motion to allow Warwick Little League to install a proposed sign for the back of the new scoreboard on Brownfield with final color selection to be determined by the mayor.
Second question.
Sure.
The discussion of the last time was sizing and color. There's no mention of size on the motion.
Right. And I, after looking at it, looking at the drawings of it, it seemed odd to diminish it. It seems like the best solution is to have it that size, and but to change the color so it's just not so right. I think by changing the color to like a taupe or a little bit deeper tone will not make it seem as large. So
6 by 8.
it's 6 by 8. Okay. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Final comments from the board?
I have a question.
Sure.
We're supposed to have a filming done tomorrow or Wednesday in the village.
Yes.
There was some legal questions about the contract. Steve was supposed to tell us when that was finalized. I haven't received any notice of
Okay.
it.
We will make sure you get all of that information tomorrow. Raina has it. There's been a lot of back and forth, but they've crossed their T's and dotted their I's. So we feel pretty comfortable moving forward. But we'll make sure that the whole board is privy to all that.
Is council confident that all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted
Yes.
in
yes.
our favor? Not
Yes.
they crossed theirs. Steve has crossed ours.
Right. Yes, I believe he is.
Okay.
I just want to remind everybody that this weekend, this Sunday, is the beginning of the Warwick Valley Farmers Market. And it's a wonderful place to get food and vegetables and to keep up with your local farmer. and friends. And so, you know, I encourage everyone to use it. It's a great resource. We have one of the oldest farmers market in the Hudson Valley. And it really is I think an example, especially of creating a safe farmers market, considering what we've been through. The other thing is I want to wish all our moms a happy Mother's Day. That's this Sunday as well. So we're going to have a lot going on. And if we have our streets closed, as it looks like we will, then I think that will be an even nicer addition. So we'll be moving forward with that. So I have nothing else. So if there's no executive session, so may I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Good night,
Bye,
everyone.
everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks, Ann.
Good night.